down at home decided to watch some TV, listening to the news by Gordon Mosley. I listening to the things that he say he tracking tonight, paying close attention to make sure I hear it right. But when I hear the things that he mentioned on the news, I had to declare them kind of thing got me confused. I hear some things where the ERC noticing, and it convinced people that people ain't learning nothing. We hear so many times about them big name calling, and they say ERC pretend that they didn't learn nothing. But once you're black and you just decide to say a word or two, bet your life on that they say ERC coming for you. Listen to the things you just hear on social media. Only one set of people allowed to talk in one Guyana. I still say nothing black people in learning. But this is my concern. I hope one day black people will learn. ERC that I would like to know, if any of its members happens to be black people. And if that is the case, I want them to answer this call. Tell me how come none of them ain't got no voice at all. You're showing signs of weakness and you're afraid to be fair, and we see the same thing happening year after year. And the day will come when all this nonsense will stop. That will be the day when black people decide to wake up. Not so long ago, something terrible happened. This young Indian man want to kill out all black people by poison. But if his shoes was on the other foot, would have been a big threat. But up to this day, this ERC can do nothing as yet. How come it's only black people committing cybercrime? When pretty on social media fussing people all the time, I still saying black people in learning. But one day will come when the entire table will turn. Excuse me, see they fail to condemn, because these people think that the law is only for them. And anybody else who decide to file a complaint, they go call you a racist and don't want to hear nothing. Plenty complaint from time to time has been brought to their attention, but because of this one-sided cybercrime is why they don't show any concern. There's only one set of people that they really care about, and black people must take the abuse and shut them out. Kidaki Amsterdam went to court just recently for an issue that was highlighted by the same ERC. And with pretext speed, the police decide to jump on his case. Without a search warrant, they went and search up the man's place. Let us all agree that black people under attack. Different laws for you and me just because we black. I still singing. Black people in London. To all my black friends, we must put a stop to all this nonsense. Cybercrime laws to keep people silent, just to make sure nobody criticizes government. And while that is a very clear case of dictatorship, it is no surprise that the ERC ignoring it. Why only the chosen few is allowed to have things their way, when people like me and you must have nothing to say? And when ministers in the government start to launch their attack, you never hear this ERC come out and talk about that. They send a policeman all the way to New York. This fella went up there to serve a customer on Rick Fallback. Under this thing, this government decide to fabricate a case, but like they forget the warning they get from Latisha Chase. The vice president is prepared to use a shallow life. Because of this kind of abuse, he don't have a wife. I still singing. Black people in learning. Just the other day, I hope your man see help is on the way.
All right, so today we are here at Club Twilight up in Buxton, and we are here to talk about all that's going on up here. Trust me, if you are on the East Coast, you're in Buxton, you're in town, you're looking for a place to get away to, this is the place. The Cutters, listen, I'll be having some just now again. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, the ambience is beautiful, fully air conditioned. The decor is on point. The music's on point. Everything's on point. It's just me. I need some work. But everything else that belongs to this club here is on point. So if you want to find a nice little place where you can just drive out of town and have some drinks, have some food, you can call, you can order your stuff and just take it. You don't have to stay. Or if you want to stay here, that's what's up. And of course, they have special events for Valentine's. You can rent a hall. You can rent a hall, honey. You can rent a hall for weddings, for birthday parties, to have a bash. I hope he edits that out. But you know, whatever it is, this is definitely the place to be. So it's on Sideline Dam. You definitely want to ensure that you check this place out. But it's on your to-do list. All right, on your to-do list. This is definitely the place to check out, you know, a really cool, chill spot here in Buxton. I like this. This is, Buxton needed this. We needed this. I needed this. You definitely needed too. Thank you. All right, so you might be wondering where we are, still in Buxton at Club Twilight. That's where we are. So Club Twilight also has like an Airbnb as well. So you could come, drink, drunk, and come in the back here and lie down. Look at that. Look at that. Perfection. And the people come in the room and so on. The bed sheet matching the blind, matching the carpet, matching the this, matching the that. We know but we things in Buxton don't play with we. So definitely, if you want to come and you may be having a wedding or whatever, and you just want to overnight and just have a good time because you're gonna be drunk, we got too much road accidents. So you definitely want to come, drink, have a good time. They have several rooms that you can rent. You have your toilet, you have your bath, you have your sink, you have your dining area, you have the bed. This is nice. I like it. Anyways, to my friends and my family, if you're looking for me, I'll be overnighting. Also, for those persons who are traveling in from overseas, you want a nice, cozy place out of town, then Club Twilight, call them up, look them up on social media. They have their own Facebook page, and ensure that you come up the side and have a good time. Have a good time. Have a good time. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's it.
Don't be a victim. Beat the heat with EC Crystals. Party ice in large and small quantities. Call 682-7981 or visit us at Club Twilight, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. EC Crystals, pure party ice. Are you hosting an event? Do you need ice, party ice in large or small quantities? Then call us at 622-5933 for the best party ice available. $1,000 per bag. We do delivery. EC Crystals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North. Call to have your orders filled today.
How many bowel movements do you have a day? If the answer is one or less, we need to talk. Everything starts in the gut. Toxins, bloating, constipation, even parasites can build up silently, affecting your mood, your skin.
Are you looking for tents to rent? Well, look no further. At EC Party Rentals, Sideline Dam, Buxton North, we have tents in all sizes and colors. All sizes of tents we have. Small tents, big tents, medium tents, extra large tents. Call us on 622-5933. We have what you need. EC Party Rentals. Big on tents.
Too long them PPP fatten up while we beg. Milk and honey gone, but we still drink dregs. Them build big house while school roof fall, and poor man crying when rain start fall. Them take oil, gold and timber too, but the children hungry. Tell me what to do. From Burba straight to let them side, it's only lies them they're trying to hide. It's been too long, too long. The PPP must go.
You can get meat anywhere, but for the best cuts of chicken, beef, pork, mutton, and lots more, check out T&W Harris Butcher Shop, located in the East Rheinveld Market Meat Section. Call us on 609-7168, 641-4494. Ask for Rastaman. T&W Harris Butcher Shop for the best in fresh cut meats and lots more. Greetings, residents of Sophia and neighboring communities. The Working People's Alliance, a member of the APNU Coalition, invites you to its public meeting this Thursday, August 21 at B Field, Tarmac, Sophia. Starting time 6 p.m. Come one, come all. Your speakers: Takumo Gonse, David Hines, Kidaki Amsterdam, Audriana Thomas, Bonita Hope, Dion Abrams, Elton McRae, and others. Come one, come all. Yes, residents of Sophia and surrounding communities, the Working People's Alliance, WPA, a member of the APNU Coalition, invites you to a public meeting this Thursday, 6 o'clock at the Sophia Tarmac. Come one, come all.
That is what is happening, G.
Hello, hi.
right, good morning, y'all. Morning. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. It is 18 minutes to the 8 o'clock hour on the 18th day of the 8th month. That's a lot of 8. 18 minutes to 8 on the 18th day of the 8th month in the year 2025. Welcome to the program. How you been? How was your weekend? What did you achieve over the weekend? Were you able to use your special talents? What did you use them to achieve? What did you use them to achieve? Did you get some extra money as a result of your talent? Or you just sat back with your arms folded and say, oh God, things wrong. Not now I'm free. I'm asking. I wish to know. Anyways, I had a hard-working weekend. I don't know when I'm not going to have a hard-working weekend. I work hard all week, so ways to make the weekend different. But the campaign continues. We are on the 18th day. 13 and 114. Yeah, serious. No man. About 2 weeks from election. "14 days to the next election." Well, 2 weeks. We got exactly 2 weeks to get rid of the PPP. It is time to step up the ante. We are going to do. How many of you coming on board to spread the message? I hope a lot of you are on board to spread the message, because this is a message that got to be spreaded. Talking about spreading. Oh shoot, I ain't able to get up, man. Saturday morning, I went out front of the yard and saw, well, I was in the yard when I saw the PPP people. Let me leave it as that. Walking through Buxton and canvassing and so on and so forth. Anyhow, when it was time for me to go out, I went out. Excuse me. And they stuck a flyer in front of the yard. Oh, God have mercy. I am positive that the person who prepared the flyer, a brochure to be exact, had to be a product of No Child Left Behind. And I'm convinced that anybody with a brain in their head, having read that brochure, will not waste their vote to say they're giving Infiltration a second chance. Because this brochure purports to list the achievements of Infiltration. It's best that they give me a blank slate. Not only the listing there really, they're nothing significant. Well, we all know that. But to put in significance on papers to confirm that you're brain dead. And now let me tell you the language. I mean, I just chop up and butcher up the English language here because I prefer, for a greater part when I'm having these discourses, so code switch, standard English, Creolese, whoever feel like say, and so on and so forth. But if you're selling something or selling somebody, then you ought to do the best you can. And if that is their best, my God. The man overseed something. I got to look for the word, Overseed or overseeded, which one? Y'all ever come across the word? Huh? Overseeding is the process of planting grass seed into an existing lawn without removing the existing turf. But they were using this word overseed or overseeded. I think they said overseeded. I really should go and look for the brochure, but I ain't got too much time. In the sense of having oversight. in the sense of having oversight. The man overseeded something and something. And because of this man overseeding something, he got Guyana the title of fastest growing economy. You are really serious? With the oil pumping from the bosom of this country, even if a duck were to be sitting as the president, I mean, we got a Dunn's duck up there. Even if a dead duck were to be in that seat, Guyana still would have been labeled the fastest growing economy. You understand what I'm saying? Anyways, that was a little bit of me being affected and affected by dunceness in a brochure. I'm going to put mine in the brochure. I got it. I didn't try to win. It's the one thing I didn't throw away. You know, that's why I'm going to win them. I like win. I'm going to take the one stick and beat them. But anyways, oh yeah, there was yesterday and last night and so. Well, y'all know I spoke at Buxton AP, and you had a meeting at Buxton like Tablet Square Saturday evening there, and I spoke. It's what you're talking about spread it now, girl. I bring spread it, is who spread it? Anyhow, me know what you're talking about. You could hit me up there, no. I like know, you know. I like to be in the know. Yeah. So what we gonna do? A lot of people have been asking me to play my presentation at the Buxton meeting there last Saturday, because a lot of them perhaps heard about it. I didn't get an opportunity to see it. And it's this and that Monday. So I'm going to play my delivery at the Buxton meeting, and we'll comment on some of the things that were said there. And I got a particular video I would like you to see also. Because all those who are singing the songs of the PPP, giving them contracts and so on and so forth, and we've been singing to them all the time, it's not out of love. It's not out of love. And some of you playing your hard days and you're stiff-necked. I'm going to play a video of one of the contractors complaining. And he is only one. Right? He is only one. Because the reality is that is how they're treating all of them. Good? Are you understand that? Good. Here we go. Let me find the thing. Somebody asking me about ballot paper. I'm going to see your comments just now.
Buxton people, Honorable Friendship Buxton, nation away nation. DJ, let me tell you something. Don't you ever play anything that got wind inside it. We will get victory. We winning nothing. We're going to be victorious at the next election. And that is on the 1st of September. But people, all those of you who have joined us online, I don't want to be too long tonight, because all of you know what the problem is in this country. All of you, every single one of you know that the problem in this country is the PPP. And therefore, every single one of you know that if you want to fix this country, you got to get rid of the PPP. And every single one of you must know that the only way you're going to get rid of the PPP is that you have to vote. You have to vote for the PPP to go. You have to vote. So what I encourage you all to do some things. Right here by Blair Square, every day a young lady sits with a laptop or a tablet, and she is willing to check for your name on the voters list. So you turn up here any day, and you say, I want to know where I am voting. She will find it, and she will tell you where you're voting. That is important. It is important that you find out where your name is on the voters list and where you're voting early, because if you don't, then there's a plan to frustrate you on election day. You gotta understand the plan. Many of you who were accustomed to voting, for example, let me say Studio 35 or Temporary or Community Life Fellowship, quietly, the PPP GCOM has moved you around the place. I can tell you, I used to vote at Community Life Fellowship, which is probably the church. It's right in front by me. And I remember when I checked for my name the other day and where to vote, I saw that they have me over the PIC. And then I said, oh, I don't follow this thing. When they pay the cash grant, my family have to go to the PIC to collect their money. And so I rather suspect, wherever you went to collect your money for cash grant, that is where you will vote. But confirm it early. Check the list early. Ensure your name is on the list. Ensure you know where to vote. Now, if the name is not on the list, it's too late to fix that. But it doesn't mean that you can't be a part in putting the PPP out of government. You can. You have to become an ambassador, become an agent for the APNU. And every person you see, you engage in a conversation about voting for the APNU and the importance of voting for the APNU. I'm going to get to the importance of voting for the APNU. But let us understand what we have to do to ensure that we see the backs of the PPP. Brothers and sisters, everybody in your house, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody in this village, everybody in your workplace, every friend of yours on WhatsApp and Facebook and TikTok, encourage them to vote for the APNU. Let me explain this to you. There are some people that come in and tell you they want a minority government. A minority government means one set of people controlling the government and another set controlling the parliament. Brothers and sisters, we ain't playing the joke. We ain't playing no minority government joke. The coalition, the greater coalition, was in control of the government when they had a Taragas and they put me out the government before that. We ain't playing the joke no more. We have to ensure that our margin of victory is so big that they got to get another 10 Taragases to put us out of government this time. And if we are going to get that big majority to ensure that your government, your renowned Director Finance-led government of the APNU can do what they would like to do for you, you have to ensure that you come out and you vote in your numbers. Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something. I grew up here and I said, don't put your eggs in one basket. But tonight I'm encouraging you to put all of your eggs in the APNU basket. Every single one from this village must go to the APNU. Brothers and sisters, it's not a command, it's an encouragement. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me answer this. Buxton people, where is your market? Buxtonian, just the way you market there. Tomorrow morning, a couple of our farmers will be made to squeeze out of the stomach. That's not the market. Go to Lusignan. It is covered and it is partly lit. They could do market all in the night. And if you think that is only very short stuff, you should have passed it today and see the pavement all the way to the Exxon Road or wherever they're going to almost in the very go. That is Lusignan market. Buxton, where is your market? Travel a little further and go to Montreal. And you're going to see a market that is in the third phase of development. It was done under the APNU or the PLC, APNU. The people in that area said they're not like that. I've been in state now. I have broken them and fixed them. The PPP built a larger market for them. They said, I would like how you build, broke down this section and fix them. The PPP broke it down and they fixed it. And they are in the third phase of extending that market. But Buxton, asking again, where is your market? If you look over there, we got our dilapidated, abandoned place that they want us to believe is our market. But that place is only a symbol of what is happening across this country under the PPP. Not a single market in an African Guyanese village has been fixed under the PPP. There is reason to get rid of them. And I'm going to tell you why it's reason to get rid of them. Every time you or your vendors in this community have to pay a taxi to buy the goods and bring it to the village, and then they got to pay taxi to carry it home and bring it back next morning, and then pay taxi to carry it home and bring it back next morning, it means that you are forced to pay more for what you're consuming in your community. And since you pay more for what you're consuming in your community, it means that the money can't reach, you can't make ends reach. But when you go to Lusignan and you go to Montreal, they got storage space. When they pay one time to carry it to the market, it stays at the market, well protected, and so they can sell cheap. And the people could buy cheap. That in itself is discrimination. Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something. I want to ask you another question. Where is your hospital? Buxton! Where your hospital there? Let me tell you, right next to the market, we got a health center. I'm not knocking the nurses and doctors and whoever work at the health center. But I'm saying to you that my understanding is you can't get a common Panadol at the health center. But forget the Panadol. Let me tell you that more than 20 years, when the PPP was in government, the PPP come out of government, and the PPP go back into government, that Buxton Health Center there was supposed to become a cottage hospital. Your own Buxton people invested their money, and they were willing to fix that place to become a cottage hospital. It means you will get everything related to the hospital right there in Buxton, only on a smaller scale. The PPP abandoned it. And they went here more. And they built something in a polyclinic, I think. And it was there all the time. I'm going to give you an experience just about that polyclinic. And every time the residents of Edmore wanted, they had went to the polyclinic. But nothing was available in Buxton. I remember going to the Buxton Health Center. So I can clean and polish my teeth. And the dentist there said, we can't clean and polish your teeth because we don't have masks and whatever else was needed. I said, okay. There were two dental specialists there. And I left and I went to Enmore at the polyclinic. It didn't take me 5 minutes to see a dental technician. There were 5 of them there. There were 5. There were 5. And immediately, I got service. And so I said to you, brothers and sisters, the PPP is ensuring that people in this community and this neighborhood don't get proper health care. And for that, you have to get rid of them. It's not only Buxton alone it happened, but to Victoria. And we had there the C.C. Nicholson Hospital, I think the Baptist is the right place. The Baptist. Go to C.C. Nicholson. And you are going to see a ghost building there that used to be a good functional hospital producing and providing services to the black brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, like I tell you, I didn't come here to tell you all that is wrong because you know what is wrong. I'm just reminding you of what is wrong. But let me address some people. There got a lot of people in this community. There got a lot of people in this country. They look like me. They're black like me. And the propaganda rejoices. And they say, AP and you never do nothing for me. They say, if I vote for AP and you, I still got to work. But I want to tell you something. The first thing I want to say, regardless of who is in government, you got to work. You got to work. But the difference is the value you will get for your labor when you work. When the great JP was in government, public servants, most of them look like me, black like me. They were getting about $38,000 a month. But by the time the government left office, 5 years later, they were getting $100,000+ a month. They still have to work, but they were getting at least or approximately 3 times what the PPP was paying them 5 years before. I want to ask you something. I just demonstrated that the greater government, the APNU, of which are Norton and Director Finance and David Hines, and lots of others are now in control of, increased public servant salary by 70-something%. Without oil money, I want to tell you that. Without oil money. The PPP has been in government for approximately 5 years now, with lots and lots and lots of oil money. Do you know Guyana is producing around 900,000 barrels of oil per day? And so if you're producing 900,000 barrels of oil per day, even $25 a barrel, we never do the math. But that's a whole lot of money that the PPP is getting. The PPP presented the first $1 trillion budget in this country. There's a amount of money that they have access to. But I'm asking you this. Have public servants received 50% salary increase in it? Public servants have not seen a 50% salary increase. And so you still got to work, but look at the difference in the value for your labor. Good? So the APNU on the grid did something for us. And the APNU on the RP Director Finance, David Hines, and the others will definitely do something for us. I'll tell you the first thing that will be done. Within the first 100 days, public servants will be getting charged a 5% increase in their wages and salaries. 35%. I'll tell you that unless you're drawing, unless you're earning, unless you're taking home more than $400,000 a month, you'll pay one time, not 1 cent in taxes. Because you know it has changed. The tax ceiling is now $400,000. If you're making $400,000, you will pay nothing. It means you're going on with more money. Right? You know what else I did? All of you who are out of secondary school and you decide I go to University of Guyana, and I go to GITC, and I go to GTN, $600,000 a year for you. Free money. Tell it free money. $600,000 a year for you. Our pensioners, I think our Robin said, pensioners, got to cut and contrive. Some people say they live in hand to mouth. $41,000 a month. Hear me. Once the APNU takes office, after the 1st of September this year, $100,000 for pensioners. You're doubling the money. The money doubling. Understand that? But those are national policies. I want to tell you what is in store for Buxton. One thing I want to tell you is that you got 4 hard-working Buxtonians from the WPA on the APNU list. You got 4, you hear me? You got 4 hard-working Buxtonians on the APNU list on the WPA. Y'all know the Emirates. Y'all know the Abrams. Y'all certainly know Kenya. I definitely y'all know teach about it. These are villagers who have been tried and tested in terms of working for this village. And I'm guaranteeing you, when the APNU gets into office on the 1st of September, we will continue to work for you, and we will work even harder for you, because we will have access to the resources to build this community for you. There's some commitments I want to make. You see them tractor and plow and farming implements that the PPP carried from Buxton? Let me remind you, it was the Granger government that brought them and gave them to Buxton, because we wanted to ensure that the farmlands were productive again. The PPP carried them away. We are going to ensure that they get returned to this village. We are going to ensure that the tractor and plow and other farming implements come back to Buxton to benefit our farmers. Brothers and sisters, some years ago, under Robert Prasad, he was then Minister of Agriculture. The PPP came through from the back of the village, and they created all the permanent crops. All Buxton spice mango tree gone. All jamun gone. Every single permanent crop, coconut tree gone. What was left behind there was what we call bandage. The Granger government invested through the great project, and we clear up the land and we make land available to people, and then they started through the Narian Son, giving plants to Buxtonians to replant the back dam. The PPP come, and we start getting drainages used again. I am committing that when the APNU gets into office for September 1st, we will ensure that the Buxton back dam is fixed, so that production in the Buxton back dam could be maximized. When we can feel our people in this community, we are independent and we are champions. Brothers and sisters, the more people could tell you, we used to bring up boatload of Buxton spice from behind there. Since the men so water down in your boat. We used to sell coconut to border market. You remember backyard truck? And here Kenyatta, and whoever else used to live there with truck loads of coconut to go to border market. Nowadays, we buy coconut from a hiker, etc. We are going to ensure that the Buxton back dam becomes productive again, so that we can sustain ourselves. And if the producing at the back, naturally, You want a marketplace where you're going to sell your stuff. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to tell you this. This is my personal goal. I will not sleep until I see a multi-story building in that yard at Buxton Market. I will not rest until there's a multi-story building there. We want no flat market no more. We want the market that got sections in the air. And I will not rest until we can get that. Brothers and sisters, y'all remember Baba Bull? How many of you remember Baba Bull? The big women could tell you about Baba Bull. Baba Bull used to operate at the lesson space. At the lesson space, we used to teach our villagers and outsiders free of charge. We used to give them education free of charge. And they never used to go hungry because we had Baba Bull. If they got food on the place, that's Baba Bull. I am saying, brothers and sisters, that given the fact that the PPP would like to see all the black men in ignorance, all the black men lack education, all the black men cleaning gutter, all the black men that sweep outside, we will ensure that in this community, among all the other communities, there is free education, free access to evening classes, free access to night school, so that our children who have left the education system unqualified are just going to be cleaning gutter and knocking around the place will get a second chance. This is I talk, brothers and sisters. The APNU of past, David Gradle used to have night schools. There were night schools in Sophia, there were night schools in Linden, there were also child care centers around this country. The PPP shut them down. Because why? They want your children to remain unqualified and in ignorance so they can wrap up a $20,000 in a red t-shirt and get them and say, we got your back. Brothers and sisters, they got your back. They want you to spread your back so that they can walk on it. Here, I got to fight with all them youngsters in this village who tell themselves that they're contractors now. Because the PPP give them a road cleaning contract, and the PPP give them a gutter cleaning contract, and the PPP paying them $40,000 to put flags around this village. I got to fight with them. Because you know what? They got to eat. They got to eat. But I got a problem with you when you're going to start singing the praises of your oppressors and say that they love you. Because they didn't love you. If they didn't love you, from the time they got into government in 2020, they're going to start looking after your interests. But they waited until they got about 4 months to election, and then they come and say, hey, we love you. Take this $20,000. Take this $100,000. But you know what? When you tell yourself that you're getting contracts that will make you the man or the woman in this community, put all of your contracts together, then equal to one contract that the PPP gives to their own. Y'all didn't hear me? I said, put all the contracts that are getting young black boys in this village. The money can equal to one contract that are getting an Indian boy in India. And so all of you who tell yourself that the PPP love you, and you're doing well, because you get in the contract. I want to ask you this question. How many of you after doing the contract and walk into any car dealership and pay cash for $10 million vehicle? Well, them little Kolibai over and you're doing. I am doing that. I am showing you the reality. They love you. They're calling you. Hear me? I sat up right the other night. You ever ask yourself how the fish get catch? The fish get catch because the fisherman throw the hook in the water with bait or food. And the fish open his mouth, he said, what? The man love me. The man feeding me. And he swallow. And when he swallow, he hook up. And instead of enjoying the love that he thought that man had for him, he became the next meal. Brothers and sisters in this village, don't be the next meal for the PPP. Do not be the next meal for the PPP. I think the chairman said, I got 1 minute. Forgive me if I disobey you. Hear me. I want to talk to you quickly about the man named Asuni Mohammed. Every single household in this community and neighboring community suffer losses of lives. I remember I was in my bed when somebody come and said, I didn't jump on the street there. So they can't Shakabir. It was just around the Easter season. And I got out of my bed and I came across here. And I learned of the murder of Shakabir. Shaka was only one. Maybe the earliest Buxtonian to be murdered at the hands of the PPP killers. But they didn't stop there. I remember a woman named Donna McKinnon. When you go down Ross Street, all the y'all who are wearing a shirt and celebrating PPP, I'm telling you this, when you're going to Freedom House, the empty land that they just before you reach Freedom House, call Donna McKinnon name or blood is on that land. And she was only fighting for democracy in this country. Call Donna McKinnon name when you are going to Freedom House. And all y'all who wear the blue jerseys and said we support and win, I want y'all call Donna McKinnon name because Shell Mohammed, the father of Asuni Mohammed, said when Donna McKinnon get killed for the empty land, we had 2 guns in Freedom House. And so I want you brothers and sisters to tell me, convince me, how the people who were murdering your brothers and sisters, who were selling guns to the enemy to kill your brothers and sisters, could suddenly wake up and love you and be your savior. I want you to tell me that. Brothers and sisters, when they had kids and guns and ammunition coming into this community, the so-called Taliban couldn't leave here to go and buy them. They couldn't leave here to go and get them. Ask who their suppliers were. And I will tell you that the suppliers were big businessmen and women who support the PPP in Georgetown. The Mohammeds were among big businessmen who support the PPP in Georgetown. Y'all tell me that y'all can get any love of the those who have been paid for the murder of your family members and villagers across this country. Brothers and sisters, I wouldn't be complete in delivering this message to you if I fail to remind you that the Herons family are Buxtonians. The Herons are Buxtonians, and they continue to contribute to the growth and development of the people of this village. But we still got the murder of Donna Herod outstanding. Let us not forget the blood of our relatives and friends and ancestors that have been shed by the PPP and their enablers like the Mohammeds. And last but not least, let us not forget, brothers and sisters, our 11-year-old daughter. Let us not forget our 11-year-old daughter, Adriana Young. Let us not forget, because I'm saying to you, all of you, Adriana was abducted and murdered at Dominia Hotel. But you put the PPP in office another term, and they will come into your homes, and they will collect your sons and daughters, and you will not be able to resist them. You will not be able to resist them. Remember, in this country, in the next election, the PPP is offering you murderers, rapists, child abductors, corruptors, thieves, criminals, drug pushers. Check their list and you will see. You want me to call some names to you? I can call some names to you. Look how these people are disrespectful to you, Buxtonians and Guyanese. Imagine this is an election year, And in an election, you want to get the support of everybody. But they are bold enough to offer you direction. They are bold enough to offer you Charlie, whatever his name. They are bold enough to offer you a lot of people who've been accused of a lot of wicked things in this country. But you know what else they're bold enough to do? To keep a man named Lorimer out of jail, despite the court has sentenced him to jail. You all think on that. Think on that and decide whether or not that's the government you want come September 2nd. I am saying to you, again, for the PPP to go, you must vote. Every single boy, woman, and child. My friend, according to the Honorable Doctor last night, if you're sweet man, you're sweet woman, encourage all of them. The only place you're voting is for the APNU. Burn out!
All right, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up, fiery, fiery, fiery.
Morning. Yeah, Marty, are you Marty? I know. Joining with Margaret. How you do, Margaret? How you do? Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, thank you. I know. I was talking to somebody else on the phone. Yeah, so jealous and impatient and thing. Yeah, so that was me. Saturday, Buxton line top. And I'll tell you this. That message, while it was delivered to Buxtonians, I hope every Afro-Guyanese community can pay attention to it. Because that's our reality. That is our reality. I told you I have another video to show you. I couldn't find it, so I was calling somebody to send it back to me. And as soon as I get it, I will show it to you. Because here we are. Thank you to all those of you who say a great message and so on and so forth. Yes, great message and so on and so forth. Like I usually tell people, I only know truth. I like to speak my truth. And when I speak my truth, I don't look wrong too much. The other night I had to say, well, when I talk, the ERC could do what they like because they really don't bother me. I speak my truth and I live my truth. I'm asking Guyanese, Buxtonians, Afro-Guyanese, all across this country to not just hear what I said, but sit back and analyze it. Ask yourselves if you are seeing it unfolding before your eyes, because I know, unless you're blind, dumb, deaf, or simply stupid, the evidence is right in front of you. I know the evidence is right in front of you. And I'm going to show you this video. I said I will show you this video because this is a testimony from one of them who believed, as we said, don't believe the hype. This one believed the PPP hype. This person here believed that the PPP really loved or loves him. But when it came to the testing or the tasting of the pudding, you realize that he was only being mama guide. They're only making it a thing. Right? And instead of lifting him out of poverty, they have put him further in poverty. Like they're doing with the 10-day workers. Like they're doing with the 10-day workers. The 10-day workers believe that, hey, we got it going on. We work in 10 days and getting 40 days, $40,000 a month. We getting $4,000 a month first. $4,000 a day to work 10 days. Y'all ever look at it like that? First and foremost, $4,000 a day. Sounds like underpayment to me. I might be wrong. Sounds like underpayment to me because the other people are working for $6,000 and $10,000 out there. As a matter of fact, you dare not call a labor and expect to pay me anything less than $10,000. So I encourage you to work for perhaps half of what you can get if you were to offer your services elsewhere. And then they're limiting the number of days you could earn. Only 10 they got for you. But they're giving you this false impression and this false belief that you're gainfully employed. But get sick and then you're going to realize, hey, I don't have anything to get from NIS. I don't have any sickness benefit to get. And so on and so forth. You know that at this time I'm usually on my program. Call me after 9. Well, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I do have my program. Good. Yes, we're saying. Get sick and you're going to realize there's no help for you from NIS. And you continue with your 10-day a month work. And you will realize that when your retirement time reach, you ain't got no retirement benefits to get. In short, the PPP is encouraging you to waste your youth. That is what they're doing. They're encouraging you to waste your youth and keep you in poverty. The more poor black man they get around this country, it's better for the PPP. It's more enforcers they're going to get to hire. It's more gunmen they're going to get to hire. It's more footstools they're going to get to use. But let me just listen to this video and then I'll come back and we'll talk more about those things. At first, I didn't pay any attention to it. I'm being very honest. Because it started with this young man talking about how his family. He grew up seeing his parents voting PNC and so on and so forth. And maybe things didn't get in rosy for them. And he decided he going to join the PPP because he want betterment and so on and so forth. Since I heard that, I stopped. Because in my book, there ain't no betterment for black people on the PPP. There's no betterment for black people. There's no betterment for the black community on the PPP. And if you doubt it, again, I send you check, compare your African Guyanese community with the Indo-Guyanese community. So I immediately turned it off. But you know, I went back to it and I listened to the end. And then I said, wow, this is gold. I was missing it. And a lot of people might have missed the message because they didn't listen to the end. But y'all listen now.
Ladder. Okay. Now they offer you a contract. You understand? When you already execute your job, looking for your finance to pay your workers, pay people that you borrow money from to invest in this project. To this day, 3 weeks has gone and you still can't get your finance. Showing how incompetent they are. Broken promises that the engineer telling you, I already write up your thing for you to get your finance. Within 1 week, you're going to get your money. 2 weeks has passed, 3 weeks has passed. You go, you take a truck from a dealer, the dealer take back the truck. You understand? You pan your machine, you pan your motorcycle, you borrow money that you got to pay high interest on, and you still can't get your finance. You're trying to call all of these ministers when they see you at the rally, they're hugging you like they want to kiss you, like if you're husband or wife. And these people now, when you try calling these people to pass a word on for you, you can't get a response from them. Showing how incompetent they are. Same thing goes, ladder. Okay? Now they offer you a contract. You understand? When you already execute your job, looking for your finance to pay your workers, pay people that you borrow money from to invest in this project. To this day, 3 weeks has gone and you still can't get your finance. Showing how incompetent they are. Broken promises that the engineer telling you, I already write up your thing for you to get your finance. Within 1 week, you're going to get your money. 2 weeks has passed, 3 weeks has passed. You take a truck from a dealer, the dealer take back the truck. You understand? You pan your machine, you pan your motorcycle, you borrow money that you gotta pay high interest on, and you still can't get your finance. You're trying to call all of these ministers when they see you at the rally, they're hugging you like they want to kiss you, like if your husband or wife. And these people now, when you try calling these people to pass a word out for you can't get a response from them. Showing how incompetent they are.
He calls it incompetence. He calls it incompetence. Let me don't deal with what he calls it. But you and I know. You know, and I know. Me know. That is not incompetence. That is how it is designed. When they see at the rally, they argue up like they want to kiss you like his husband or wife, because that is all for the camera. Let us show them other black clowns that we love them. Let me rope them in. These are our bait. Let us use the bait to bring them in. I'm happy for his testimony. Because you know what? I hope another little black boy or another little black girl is listening and they can make the necessary association. It's not love, it's trickery. And I have spoken about it. Let me tell you that I got 2 thief men in this village. Well, it's not in this village on the East Coast. 2 PPP thief men, 2 PPP robber men I want to call out this morning. One of them named Suresh. I'm going to get his surname for you eventually. Named Suresh. He was at the region, and then I understand he went to Ministry of Local Government. And they got another one named Celesti Bass coming from Melanie. I see them as robber men for the PPP. How long ago the cash grant was paid? I'm going to tell you all the story now. I always say my politics different to my business. But I'm talking about thieves and criminals and the PPP and the wickedness. Since the cash grant was paid, somebody that does business in the rental, furniture party rental thing approached me and say, hey, listen, these people have approached me to rent stuff for cash grant. I don't have all that they need. I need X amount and Y amount of stuff from you in order to fulfill the order. So fine, no problem. The chairs and tables and tents were delivered. They were used at Sir Robin Place to pay cash grant. The invoice was submitted. And to date, these criminals can't pay. My understanding is that they were collecting people's money under some fictitious company name that they got. And they collect the money, but up to now, they can't pay it. And every time you ask them about the money, they got something to tell you. So sing. On the 11th of July, look how long that is. On the 11th of July, a message was sent to Surrey Singh. I am still waiting my payment for the sub provided for cash grant payment at Sir Robin's place. It's been long overdue. And I'm trying my best not to make this blow up as a public matter. The response, hi. Bascom will call you and make arrangements. Sorry for the delay. On the same day, Bascom was contacted. On the same day, Bascom was contacted. And the word from Bascom was, you will be paid by the end of the week. And I'm talking the 11th of July. This is the 18th of August. More than a month. These two PPP crooks and criminals will not pay people for their services provided. They will not pay people for the services provided. The PPP is about to leave office. And Surrey Singh and Siresti Bascom, all suppliers, hundreds of thousands of dollars, black suppliers, African Guyanese suppliers, because I'm sure they don't pay them Indian ones. It's not incompetence. It's corruption and it's vindictiveness and it's covetousness and it's thievery. That is what the PPP offers this country. So you take note. I'm going to repeat it again. It's not incompetence. It's bad mind. It's oppression. But the Vigilance like say, you know, make water carry up 2 times. Me like the other one time something, I done something. And I've advised the person who approached me that the next time you come with the cash, or you're going to deal with them based on what you have. Because I know, and they know, they couldn't come to me straight for anything. I just start my story plain. The lines are open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese morning time. It's 20 minutes to the 8 o'clock hour. 20 minutes to the 8 o'clock hour. 6225933 is the number to call. While I wait your calls, I want to just two of them I see early in the morning talking about AP and you can't win the election and PPP going to win the election. And I think one of the claims they made is AP and you win the election and mismanaged country. Earlier, let me say something to you. In government, the APNU has proven itself to be superior to the PPP in government. The one term the APNU had in government from 2015 to 2020, truncated with the Charan Das no confidence motion, they proved to the Guyanese people that they were better at governing and managing the little resources that this country had for that 5 years. Everybody in this country, except if you had a long heart and a bad mind, could have smiled. Public servants got salary increases. The environment was taken care of. Policemen and women were behaving themselves. Citizens were safe. Education was improved. Because with the limited resources, I'm going to remind you, there was at least a 50% matriculation rate at CXC. But the PPP, with all of the resources that they got now, can't matriculate 50%. As a matter of fact, it's just about 26% they were matriculating. Call you on, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. and all my black brothers and sisters in Guyana, happy Monday. We're going to get there. But to get there, it would cause my black brother and sister home to make sacrifice and demand. Yes, sacrifice and demand. I listened to a video that one of the president candidates, he was campaigning in Linden. And the song was, we're going to chase them crazy ballad out of town and plant the corn and heat up the corn and all these things. But then again, when I look at his message, he mentioned something that what I believe is this young man speaking from knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or he only talking because you want to talk? Because at Flash Garden, I have fourth grade education. I would never said that my brother and sister, don't, when it's election time, don't look for numbers. You got to be killing, my brother. His numbers will put you in office and numbers will take you out of office. As long as you have many protests against you, you will have to step down and step out. As long you have numbers, it will put you into office. I just wonder why black people don't take a minute and learn politics and politics, because you're going to hear these nonsense talk. We have to be careful. It's a couple more weeks left. And let me represent what I said Friday, because some people did not understand Flash Garden because I get fourth grade education. I call upon the 3 black men and women who won for president. I said it's time for them to throw in the towels. One brother said, oh, Flash, don't bring in American thing. Yes, because we have 2 major parties, Republic Party and Democrat Party. Also, for the 3rd party, we have Independent Party. Now, independents just always run for president candidate too. But when them see that they don't have the numbers, them throwing them towel and encourage their supporters to vote for Democrats because they stand a chance to beat the Republic Party. Is that was my message? APNU/WP have a chance to beat PPP. No other party. We have to remember one thing in history. That young lady who was APNU was stand up in parliament and said she endorsed Ali, the man with 19 charge, to be president again. What a slap in black people's face. And it was hard to see these black young and women going behind Mohammed. When she sat down, she represent the man with 19 charge. You know what she did to black people, man? She said, I'm agree when Jadio called our black sister low life twice. I'm agree. It's election time, so I got to remind my black brothers and sisters what the wicked PPP and some wicked Indian people doing to black people. I'm agree when the man with 19 child got bugged on that black woman house and she inside there. I'm agree that they will bring up no charge on nobody at Double Hotel. For those words, when she said she endorsed Ali, she agreed with every wicked things that what the government done to black people. My message today to my black brother and sister is the word of God. Let the dead bury the dead. Those who with PPP black, them already dying. But those who with blue, we got to go after them. Because we have to represent the word of God. Forbid me, Lord, to let me go and bury my dead. He said, no, let the dead bury the dead. Come with me, let me go and save. We got to save the blue from because Mohammed, if my brother and sister don't know, Mohammed has put himself to be the next Jack Gill and Jim Jones toward black people. If you guys don't believe Flash Garden, I will sit back and watch it. Muhammad is setting himself to be the next Jack Gill. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your call. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. You tune to the Guyanese Morning Time. Is this and that? Let me tell you that the WPA has a meeting at Festival City today, 6 o'clock this evening. Those of you in the area, come hear the messages and also share the information. Inform others that WPA is going to be in the Festival City area this evening. And come and let's talk. Let's chat. We have voice note.
Kadaki, blessings and good morning, my brother, to you and our listeners from the diaspora, listeners from the four corners of the globe. Kadaki, Trinidadian had an election in April, and the PNM was governing Trinidad. Things wasn't all the best, but man used to live. And they go on and vote UNC, which is the Indian government. And Karaki right now, people regret, because they come with all kind of lies, saying that when Kamala win, everybody win and this and that and all kind of thing. And right now, people eating the bread that the devil need. Karaki, they read so far that they abandoned independence. Every year at the end of August, Trinidad does celebrate independence with street parades and demonstration of the military and the Coast Guard, the Air Guards and stuff. Street parades and all kind of things. So a lot of black vendors that's normally be on the streets, looking for dollars, selling snow cone and popcorn and all these kind of things. But they abandoned that. See that they do have enough money and whatnot and all kind of thing. But the Diwali ain't gone yet. So we waiting and see if they're gonna have enough money to keep Diwali, because the government does fund these ethnic groups. So I want to see when Diwali come, if the government will have enough money to let the Indian community host the Diwali. Karaki, there is no way on God earth the PPP could win this election. There is no way. They could do what they want. I listened Norton last night, and when Norton speak, the man speaking with a calm spirit, speaking with confidence and authority. I switch the TV and think, and I listen to Irfan Ali. And when you listen to Irfan Ali shouting at the highest, and you know what that means? Irfan have a spirit of arrogance. But arrogance will convince the people. Arrogance can't convince the people. But they know that the writing on the wall. Kakaraki, have a good day. I'm out and listening.
Morning, Brother Kidaki, morning, viewers. Viewers, I was listening to Melly Mellon on Beckford Burke comments on America that in doing nothing concerning what's going on in Guyana. America know that our country is a sovereign country from don't know when. You understand me? If they know we country are a sovereign country, why they come and take Granger out of power? If they know that our country was a sovereign country, wait, we wasn't a sovereign country then? Why we are a sovereign country now? Why were they done in Mr. Granger then? Why they can't do it now? This is more than anybody, normal body can bear. That what going on in this country today. And America just that easy, not doing nothing. I think that America is in the pocket of this government. This America is in the pocket of this government because all that going on in this country today, they can't pull in that criminal that just killing up with red hot draws. Red hot draws. When on Thursday at the comic show, come on bro, look how long this man has been known to be one of the biggest criminal in this country, biggest drug dealer in this country, the biggest money lander in this country. Come on, bro. I don't know America can do this man. Nothing. I can't say nothing. Come on, bro. Something wrong. Something happening. Because everybody that they send in this country to observe our election, everybody not saying nothing. What happened to CARICOM? What happened to the CARICOM was intermingling in our affairs? What happened to this lady from Barbados? What happened to all these people? What happened to the one from St. Vincent? What happened to all these fellas? Wait, nobody can come out now and said nothing. No country can hold a press conference of what's going on in Guyana today. They've seen everything that's happening in Guyana. Most frighteningly and most discriminately at this point in time, when we have a general election just a few days away and nobody saying nothing, with all what GCOM doing, with all what GCOM saying, come on, bro, with all that is see going on in Guyana today, they're not saying nothing. I think America need these people in power to give a thief every single thing in our country, like what they've done to Africa, certain continent in Africa. You understand me? They see that they can't do it in Africa anymore, so they come to our country. So Guyanese, we have to wake up. We have to be very vigilant of this upcoming election because things don't look regular. Things don't look regular at all. Come on, bro. Things don't look regular at all. Understand me? So we gotta wake up. All Guyanese gotta come on board if you want to see the back of this dirty, stinking, racial, thieving, liar installed PPP government. We gotta wake up. This is the wake up call we get in. And we have to realize that this is a time that we have to hold all hands together and defeat and go to the poll and defeat this installed government outright by a very big margin. You understand me? And your viewers, I'll have one of the most awesome day. Bye-bye.
Kidaki, good morning. I would like if every Guyanese, right, could listen, look, and learn. Now, Kidaki, yesterday, no, before we go there, you believe in a blood covenant? I pray that people believe in this blood covenant, that the shedding of blood has to happen. This PPP government made a covenant, a blood covenant with the devil. With the devil. You see what's going on we roadways. You see what's going on all the time, all over this place. People falling down and dead and all kinds of things. Look, yesterday my son was showing me, because I'm too famous with the internet, showing me 3 people. I'm sure this man in Lethem does be riding his wife and his child all the time. Never ride into a bus. And just so sudden, PPP and Lethem keeping a meeting, man ride into a bus, 3 people, 3 lives lost. Yes, and yesterday now, arse race up at Barbies, right? Jackie, I show the Jackie right now the time. Jackie fall off arse, dead, and the government, the president, son supposed to have the arse in the race. You don't even know if it's the Jackie fall down and dead. You understand? But this PVP cabal, they are the bloodiest. And unless people get sense and vote these people out, I cannot understand how any sensible person, black, Indian, Chinese, buck anything, could ever think or say, give the PP government a second chance. Who is James Bond? Who is Jordan Figueroa? These people supposed to have sense. These is people that some of us used to look up to. I'm older than both of those guys. But let me tell you, I used to look at them as beacons, as examples. Now I despise them. Not because of the political decision, not because I want to support a different party that I support, but because of what is the different party. Probably even if they go to win, I might not have feel so bad about this thing. But PPP, who left 7 pellets in your body, James Bond, 7 pellets in your body. Jordan Figueroa, you see what PPP did to your Linioners, and you jackass self. That J in front of you, Figueroa, not Jordan, is jackass Figueroa. Jackass Figueroa. That's why they had to put a J in front of your name. And you people, see, these people have no good intention for Guyana, no good intention for any one of us, whether a black man, a coolie man, a buck man, a Chinese man, woman. These people ain't got no good intentions for us. All they're doing is fooling their friends and family pocket. Now, where I am living, a lot of black youths, I see them digging, cleaning gutter. All the time, these people ain't giving these youths nothing to do. Nothing they ain't giving them to do. Now, close the election, they give them dig a gutter, a 2 gutter, 3 gutter. And these youths, I just talk to them all the time. I got 4 sons. I make sure tell them none of them ain't gonna dig no gutter. I prefer that they suffer than dig any gutter, because the people, if you dig gutter, you must dig it because you want the gutter dig and you want your place clean. But not because this stinking dirty cabal come and give you a gutter to dig. You understand? I dig gutter, I dig my own gutter when I'm ready. Right? If I want me gutter dig, I pay somebody, or me my sons them dig it. But me son them in guy and they got to be because the people tell them dig nothing. I pray that our young people get sense. And I pray that they look and listen and learn. And I press 2 parties I don't want them to vote for, PVP and win. Because plenty young people lose father, mother, sister, brother because of win and the PPP. Because win, Mohammed was in bed with the PVP when all these killings was taking place in the early 2000s. He was in bed with them. I think Mohammed get all the money he get. You think he get it just so? It's under the PVP. They used to make it possible for him to run rockets because all of them is racketeers. So I hope my young brothers and sisters listen and learn and look and learn. You know, look and learn. Later, kid.
Good morning, Contractor. You listen to the program.
Come down
I'm
to today.
glad that you.
Good. Morning, I am Manny. Welcome to another program of Guyanese Morning Time. I am your host, Kidaki Amsterdam. It is now 7 hours 46 on the 19th day of August in the year 2025. Welcome to the program. Our joint services will be voting in a matter of, let me see, 72 hours. So should I be spending my time talking to my brothers and sisters in the joint services this morning? Listen, all I can tell you, y'all deserve better, man. Y'all deserve better. And I know y'all could do better. Unless you demand better, you're not going to get better. So let me encourage you. They give you the promotion, take it. Let me assure you, the AP and you will not take a stripe off your shoulders. Whether we think you deserve it or not, whether we think the right procedures are followed or not, the AP and you is not likely to take your stripes off your shoulders. And many of you are concerned about that little pittance that you will get because your stripe has changed. We ain't going to take back your money, assuming the PPP giving it to you. Right? Because it's all well and good to issue a promotion order. But then there are, I think they call it warrants that have to be signed so that you will get paid. And if the PPP have not yet signed your warrants, who is to say that they will sign them before elections? You got to understand, like the guy in the red dress up early on the program indicated, they gave him contract. They gave him contract. But they also gave him heartache because he thought he had arrived under the PPP, he was getting contract. And all of the things that he achieved prior to the PPP, he encumbered them. That's the banking term. He encumbered them. He pawned his bicycle. He pawned his motorcycle. He pawned this, he pawned that. And he pawned the other. He thought he had arrived. He went to the dealer and he took a truck. Because, hey, I got to get truck to move people around. I got to get truck to move the garbage around. Whatever is work, I got to get truck to move things. And it is more economical to take a truck from the dealer. And instead of paying to rent a truck, I might as well pay the dealer. I will eventually own the truck. Sounds like sound ideas. But the one thing he didn't think through and he didn't factor in is that the PPP is a set of vagabonds and crooks. The PPP ain't got no love for anybody that don't look like them. They're going to give you a pittance here and they're going to give you a pittance there, but that is it. And so I hope what people say, you know, take other people if you see, but I dare say take other people and see. Look around you and see the experiences of others who have gone into the bed with the PPP. For the greater part, they turn up the loser. Y'all see Leno Craig? Seventh-day Adventist lay preacher or preacher Leno Craig. He talk about slime up and cart up. And he talk about erection to resurrection. And very quickly, they reminded the nation that he's not PPP. They didn't even acknowledge him as a house slave or a bottom liquor. They said former AFC member Leno Craig. Former AFC member Leno Craig. And said dark foot broke Ifeanyi Massa. In this instance, dog misbehaved. Them name him Massa. I want the members of the joint services to understand that what the police do all the time, what the PPP does all the time, is mess with the integrity. It's a 3-card trick. And so, yes. And so, yes. We gonna promote all the police any other day. They ain't got no constable in the police force anymore. Or even if they got constable in the police force, the constable to corporal, lance corporal, sergeant ratio is almost non-existent. Everybody wearing a bar, at least. But like I said, rest assured, the APNU government will honor your promotions. We will also provide training so that you don't remain dysfunctional or you don't be dysfunctional. Like any member of the public service, because that is what you are to your public servants. There are lots of benefits coming your way. And you don't have to allow yourself to be trampled on the feet to receive those benefits. The APNU will grant them to you because they legitimately belong to you. So when you go there on the 21st, I think, and you collect that envelope to vote, there's some things I want to tell you to do. Number one, focus. APNU at the top, APNU at the bottom. The palm, this palm, don't look at my calluses and so on. It's just an indication of hard work. I'm a man kind of man. I do hard work. So the palm, vote for the palm at the top and vote for the palm at the bottom. Your ballot is supposed to look something like this. You see that ballot there? You have APNU. That's the name of your party. The symbol is in the middle. And at the end is an empty box where you're required to put your X. Ensure you put your X nice and neat in the middle there, like the one we have on screen. Right? Ensure you do that. But that's not the only responsibility you have. Once you finish marking your ballot at the top and marking your ballot at the bottom, and you take it to the, you're supposed to throw it in the box, no? No, you don't throw it in the box, you got the envelope. Ensure that your ballot is stamped at the top, and this is usually at the back. Stamped at the top and stamped at the bottom with a 6-digit number. You have to have this 6-digit number. If the 6-digit number is not affixed to your ballot, then it's invalid. It will not be treated as a valid ballot. We had hundreds, if not thousands of those coming from the joint services vote in the 2020 election. A whole lot of them in the 2020 election. Rumor has it that people were paid not to put it on so that they can invalidate the vote of the joint services. Don't the water carry up 2 times. Don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of and disenfranchised 2 times in 5 years. Ensure you pay attention to your ballot. It must have that 6-digit number stamped at the top and the bottom. Well, again, the requirement is 2 stamps, Humi, And so if it's one stamp, then you got to query it. If it's one stamp, you got to query it. Because if I remember clearly, what they do is when the boxes are opened, they tear those ballots in two. Because one represents national and one represents regional. And so there are two piles of ballots. And so when you're counting the regional, you're counting the regional. And if you find ballots with the regional that don't have stamps, then they're invalid ballots. And when you're counting the national, you're counting the national. So when you find ballots in the national that don't have stamps, they're invalid ballots. So ensure that both top and bottom have their stamps. You know what a lot of Guyanese don't realize? I think, I hope somebody is here so they could pull me up if I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong on this. It was part of my education. There are actually two elections taking place on that one date, you know. There's a regional election and there's a national election. As a matter of fact, there's also a presidential election. Good? So what we have is 2 or 3 elections taking place at the same time. I want to bet on 2 because the national elections is the vessel, I would say, by which the president gets elected. Good? But this is not social studies class right now. So check your ballots carefully. Ensure they have the stamp affixed. Then vote. Or even if you vote, then check it, but ensure the 6-digit stamp number is affixed. Put your ballot back in your envelope, seal your envelope. I think that's the process. Duck your finger in the ink, they say. Show your envelope in the box, and then you proceed out of the polling station. There is no requirement, citizens, to take a photograph of your ballot to show how you voted. Your vote is between you and God. Between you and God. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to take a photograph of your vote in order to get any benefits from them. Anybody who's offering you a benefit for a photograph of how you vote, or even a benefit for voting for them on election day, is guilty of vote buying. And let me change it from benefit, because we all vote for a benefit of good governance and fair distribution of resources and so on. Let me call it an inducement. In short, anybody who is paying you for your vote on election day is guilty of a crime. You yourself is also guilty of a crime. Don't let people turn you into petty criminal. Don't let people turn you into petty criminal for 5,000 or 20,000, 100,000. Is that what your vote is valued? Do you know your vote in the right place can put you in a position of strength? It can lift you out of poverty. Your vote in the right place can ensure you get good governance, fair allocation of resources, meritocracy. Don't shortchange yourself. Don't live for them now. That $20,000 gone done. One visit to Bodo or any of the market, the $20,000 beat up. And the boys know 1 hour at Barum Bar is done. Don't take setup. Because if a credible allegation is made against you and the evidence is provided, you will be guilty of a crime. Y'all ever say? Don't let it set you up. Whole strain. Aubrey Norton, the APNU has already indicated that within the first 100 days, as much as 35% increase in wages and salaries for public servants. Police will benefit from that. Joint services will benefit from that. A plot of land for public servants. Police will benefit from that. Joint services will benefit from that. Raising the tax ceiling, the income tax ceiling, to $400,000 monthly. Joint services will benefit from that. Policemen and women will benefit from that. And these are things which will happen by law. They will happen constitutionally. And so you ain't got to rely, you ain't got to depend on when some dunce president wake up and feel that they've lost so much popularity that they need to curry favor. Right? They need to curry favor anything to get back into your good graces. No. Cash transfer by law. And that is what you have to put your trust in. Don't let it set you up. The one-time promotion that you get there, is likely under the PPP, is likely to be the one promotion you will get for a very long time. As the PPP only interested in the upward mobility of their friends, favorite, and family. So again, I tell you, don't let it set you up. Let me share with you some of what the Aubrey Norton coalition proposes to do for Guyanese. Morning is manifesto time. I'll make it fit. Each household, a livable income. A livable income is the money you and your family need monthly to live decently, regardless of your family size, makeup, needs, and where you live. The APNU coalition government will ensure each household can earn and acquire this income. Our measures will together provide cost of living relief, social protection, and raise spending power and living standards. The APA government will end the poverty in keeping with the UN SDG number 1. That's the development goal number 1 of the UN. Create tens of thousands of new jobs and pay higher wages. Provide billions more in grants and soft loans to small and micro businesses. Remove income tax for those earning $400,000 a month and less, and set the tax exemption at $400,000 per month. Pay a child care allowance of $120,000 for each child attending school below the age of 18, whether or not the parent works. So once you have a child below 18 attending school, it's $120,000 coming your way annually. Pay a child care allowance of $120,000 per year to each child below school age. Remember, in the previous APNU government, there were child care centers that the PPP shut down. The Orby Compton Norton-led coalition is promising you now that if you have children below school age, it means that you have children who have to get child care. $120,000 annually will come to you. That will assist you financially, ease your burden of paying for child care. Increase pensions to $100,000 per month and invest more in the care of the elderly. So the old age folks, the elders who have to cut and contrive on $41,000 now can look forward to getting some relief. Because here what I'm telling you, I'm not at that old age as yet. But I can tell you, as you get older, your nutritional needs become different. You need supplements and all of that. And then there's some, I would say, ailments that follow you in old age. You got to constantly go to the pharmacy to get medication, etc. That $41,000 disappears from the time you face the counter. Yes, eh? And so by the time our elders get their medication and so on, they ain't got money for sustenance. The Orby Compton Norton government is going to improve that and create a better chance for them to get money to eat. $100,000 to the elderly. Increasing the minimum wage for public servants to $200,000 per month. So as soon as you join the public service, the minimum you can expect to get is $200,000 monthly. Not the $130,000 that Ali and them set the other day, despite all of the money that is coming to this country. $200,000. That is about 1/3. Am I right? No. This is almost a 50% more than you're currently getting. 200,000. So imagine we're talking about a 35% increase in wages and salaries. But we're saying even before you start to talk about that, you already know that the drive is to make your minimum wage or your minimum salary $200,000, $1,000 US. Let me put it like that, a month. A yearly cash transfer, note, is not a cash grant, but it's a cash transfer. Of at least $100,000 regularly and efficiently to each adult. Regularly and efficiently to each adult. And like I said, This is not the whims and fancy of anybody waking up and being in a good mood. Direct cash transfer is going to be by law in this country. So you're not dependent on the mood of no politician. Each post-secondary school student, once you finish secondary school and you decide you're going for tertiary education, you're going GITC, you're going GTI, you're going Carnegie, you're going any of these skill training institutes and so on, it's $600,000 a year you're getting as a stipend. You're getting paid to go to school. You're getting paid to learn. $600,000 a year. $50,000 a month. The burden is no longer your parents to find transportation money and book allowance and all of that. Even if they have to find, then they have to find $50,000 less monthly. $600,000 less per year, because your APNU government is going to give that to you. Free electricity bills up to $10,000 per month and free water bills up to $5,000 per month. The average domestic consumer should not exceed $10,000 per month electricity and $5,000 per month water. And so this relief is aimed at assisting the average domestic consumer. The big friends and cronies of the PPP, the big businesses and so on, they will have to pay their fair share. But for domestic consumption, $10,000, $5,000, electricity and water respectively. And they will tell you it can be done. The PPP argues that it can be done. But if we're getting a gas to energy, if our gas is going to be converted into electricity sometime in the near future, it can be done. Do you know the history of free electricity or cheap electricity in Linden? It is because the bauxite company was self-generating. And in that self-generation, they had and continue to have a lot of excess. And that had to be distributed in order to, quote unquote, normalize things. $50,000 per month to part-time workers and job training and job placement. So we ain't talking about 10-day a month worker. $40,000. We're saying if you're a part-time worker, you will get $600,000 a year, $50,000 a month. You guarantee that. But you'll also get training. Training that will help you to move from part-time to full-time. Training that will help you to become a permanent employee. And so you get the real benefits of employment. Note there is also the commitment that not one single 10-day worker will lose their job. But what will happen is that they will be upskilled. They will be trained. And then they gradually, or based on the need, will be placed on the fixed. Will be permanently employed. Mr. Winston Jordan always explains to us and tells us, as long as you've been acting, I think, for 6 months then, or a year, legally you're supposed to be made permanent. And say the APNU will act according to the law. But if the only thing available to you is part-time work, Then you get a supplement, $50,000 a month. And again, no politician will not be able to bully you and tell you got to go to any rally. And you got to go to any ribbon cutting ceremony. Because you're not going to be political pawns. You're going to be protected by the laws that provide for such. Reduce the cost of cooking gas and reduce the cost of transportation. Again, if we're going to be piping our gas to shore, then naturally the acquisition cost for gas should be lowered. You ask yourself, you look at this manifesto promise of a livable income for each household being made by the APNU and judge us on it. Look at it and determine for yourself. Is it fact or fiction? Is it possible or is it not? I see the other people who run around yesterday. And I don't be going to give pensioners $69,000 a month or something like that. You mean that's the best they could do? You really seriously mean that's the best they could do? Or that is all they're prepared to do, because once they can keep you in poverty, they can control you to do their bidding. Guyanese must vote for their liberation. Guyanese must vote for a better standard of life, a better quality of living. The opportunity is here. Policemen and women, the opportunity is here. Joint service members, the opportunity is here. Right? So here we are. This is how the funding, the cash transfers, and other social programs will be funded. Funding our cash transfers and other social programs. Higher oil revenues through several mechanisms. Already, Guyana is producing at least 900,000 barrels of oil per day. We're heading to that $1 million mark, that million barrels per day mark. Can you imagine when you're producing 1 million barrels of oil a day, even at a low price of $25 per barrel? You're talking about $25 million per day production. Yes, Exxon will take out cost, oil, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. But from my understanding, if I remember, Guyana eventually gets 12.5% of that production. 12.5% of that production. And so let me see if I know a little maths quickly. I need all right, it's half of a quarter. Let me see how we can go. We're talking about $25 million. Half of that will be $12.5 million. Quarter of that would be 5.75. Am I right? No. 12.56.25 million. Half of 6.25 is 3.125. So we're talking roughly about $3.1 million per day. y'all forgive me, is mentally doing if I can get it right well, not because I don't. Good. But we're talking approximately, Ghana will be receiving approximately 3 million US dollars per day from oil production alone. Right? And it's not expected to stay at 1 million barrels per day because Exxon is ramping up production all the time. And so imagine when you get to 1.5 million or 2 million barrels of oil per day. As we like to say, money for NACDAG. And if properly managed, as the coalition is saying it would properly manage the resources, the revenues from those resources. Yeah, Lennox Mill, you see, that's why I was saying, I know it's a tree. I can't remember if I lost my wheel. So if Lennox is saying 30 million a day, it might be 30 million a day. But what I'm demonstrating to you is that the revenues that will come from oil would be so much that the social programs can be funded. Nevertheless, higher production through approved FPSOs, right? Engaging Exxon with the aim of obtaining more benefits, financial benefits, of course, for the people of Ghana. Expected increases in profit oil, because if they're producing more, then it's likely that Ghana's share is going to be more. More robust audits. You know, for 14 million USD disappears from the audits, or was it $240 million that they disappear from the audits? More robust audits mean that you will reduce the amount that is robbed, that is stolen from this nation, and so there will be more to go around. In other words, the APNU is expected to run a leaner, cleaner shift when it comes to managing the oil resources. Policing revenue and prudent investments of revenues from natural resources into bonds and stocks to earn higher interest rates. I tell people, one of the fastest way to get out of poverty is get everyday money and put it to use. Get everyday money and put it to use. Now get everyday money and squander it like this government is doing. This government is squandering our revenues from natural resources. But if they manage that revenue in a prudent way and they invest wisely, then the investment itself will bring returns that can be invested into the development of the country. Are you understanding that? People talk about Norway, I think, paying its citizens from their natural resource fund, direct cash transfer to citizens from the natural resource fund. You think is the revenue that they're getting from oil they're using to pay? It is the returns and investment of that revenue. And so you can't spend all and expect that you're going to grow your economy and generate income to sustain your social programs, etc. So Jackson is saying, don't give the PPP brain food. You know, the thing is, the one thing I as a student to start with, I've never really done is hid my book. You know, some people when they're writing, they just hide the book and stuff from the person next to them and all that. I never did it. Because my thing is, even if you copy the answer, you got to understand the process. And the PPP got a whole set of dunces. So even if I discuss ideas there, I don't know they're moving it from ideas to reality. Implementation. No, that done's bad. The president, let's say you went to IFLOC and he did his doctorate in urban development. Ain't got a clue. Might even understand what the word urban means. So don't worry yourself, Tory. I have no fear of discussing ideas on my program. PPP can't make use of them. They might grab it and dash it in the manifesto or dash it out there, modified. But look at them when it comes to implementation. They can't make it happen. Efficient management of public finances to significantly reduce corruption, indiscipline, and wasteful expenditures. If you save by reducing corruption and waste in government, then you will have more to go around. If you spend less at places like Barumba, it means you got more to give your family to eat. It's the same principle. Right? It's the same principle. Thank you to all the mathematicians who got the time to calculate. At least, y'all telling me it's $31 million. Right? And this per day. Multiply by 31 days or 30 days. Imagine money. I ain't have figure no more because everybody is seeking to correct me with my figures. Right? So it's enough money. As the economy grows, greater tax compliance will increase payments of corporate tax, duty and excise tax, and VAT. As we return Guyana to a lawful state, more income is going to come because people will honor their responsibility. Just as those of you in the US don't play with the tax man, a time will come in this country where people wouldn't play with the tax man. And they wouldn't have any grows paying their fair share of taxes because they will get returns for their taxes. They will get return for their taxes. Let me say this, and I'm not saying this as APNU policy because I don't think I've gone there yet as in terms of APNU policy. But if every businessman on Regent Street, for example, were to pay their fair share of taxes to City Hall, you would be surprised to see how much improved services City Hall can provide to the city dwellers. Because what we have on Regent Street, for example, are big businesses, commercial enterprises, paying domestic rates. And they're not paying modern day domestic rates. They're paying domestic rates since I was a boy. But when you have a society functioning by law and order, then everybody carries their fair share of weight. And in return, they get their fair share of services. And so no one person has to carry the burden for another 100 persons, as it is in this country currently. Reduced share in our growing budget on infrastructure while increasing the impact of projects. My quick interpretation or explanation of that. The PPP government is an infrastructure government so far. All they've been doing is spending our money to build the same road 10 times so that they can steal. with an efficient government and an accountable government, when you build a road, you build a road. You ain't going back to it for another 50 years. And so the waste that is generated by having to redo that road and redo that road and redo that road, that money now can find itself into other sectors of the economy to bring relief to the people. That is what the APNU is offering you. Good governance, putting people first. Infrastructure is important. There will be investments in infrastructure, but those investments will ensure that infrastructure is long-lasting so that attention can be paid to the development of the human capital also. Because infrastructure without human development is no development whatsoever. It is 28 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. I will stop there for now and open up the lines so you can call and you can talk about what the APNU is offering you. Well, I flipped the page and I got to the 100 days, first 100 days. I know y'all want to know. So we can talk about that. First 100 days, the APNU will make a cash transfer of $100,000 to all adults. Pass our first people-centered national budget aimed at putting more oil wealth in the hands of Guyanese, expanding social programs and increasing the productive capacity of the economy. Raise the tax-free threshold to $400,000 per month to benefit over 225,000 workers and the self-employed. Increase wages of public sector workers, teachers, nurses, and disciplined forces on a graduated basis up to 35%. Increase old age pension to $100,000 a month and make it easier for pensioners to collect their pension. So when we say make it easier for pensioners to collect their pension, even if it is gradually, the APNU will work to deposit, direct deposits to pensioners, as against having them go to stand in line. As against having them standing in line from early in the morning through the hot sun, putting added stress on their health. Direct deposits and other methods which will make it easy for them. Who knows? Maybe some of them will prefer to get their pensions via MMG. Who knows? Maybe a pension card can be issued through the banks. Who knows? But the APNU is saying we're going to make it easier for our elders to collect their pension. Then I kill yourself. Implement our sustainable agriculture program for every region. Significantly increase the stipend of Tushaus, regional, local, and village councillors. Pay students in tertiary and technical institutes a stipend of $50,000 per month. Implement urgent cost of living relief measures such as 2 hot school meals a day for students and more than double social assistance, school vouchers, family assistance, disability allowance, etc. Public assistance will be doubled. We're going to talk with Exxon about the Starbuck Block production sharing agreement with the aim of increasing benefits to Guyana. Amending the Natural Resource Fund Act to ensure that there are savings for future generations and when oil prices are low. Release all government contracts on the oil and gas industry and other major projects. Remember, it was the APNU that started releasing contracts. Have you ever heard the PPP release any contract after they took power? We start public consultations on the 2006 American Act. Reform the procurement laws to facilitate a wider cross-section of Guyana benefiting from contracts and ensuring greater accountability and transparency. Leon, good morning.
Hey, good morning, brother Amsterdam. There's no song. I'm watching you on YouTube, no song.
I think you need to check your device because everybody else was watching me since 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 7:30, and I have not had that complaint.
Oh, okay.
You just join, huh? Have a good day. Is there anybody else having issues on YouTube with sound? Talk to me. You can't take the word fit, you know. Let us try to distract you. You all recognize the one, right? It's one of the usual Trojans. So don't think they're gonna set me up. I end up under this morning. They don't want us to continue to have this good conversation because here what happened. They ain't always the counter, you know. They ain't want the people to be educated. That's why they got people with no child left behind, because the more ignorance they allow to exist in society, the more control they have over people. The lines remain open. 6225933 is the number to call. Thank you, folks. I know the sound is good. I might be a little slow sometimes, even with my maths. Hey, what I do? I might be a little slow sometimes, but I ain't so slow. I see it coming a mile ago. Just like I saw, you know, as an aside, I told y'all, when the people come out and tell you about they're giving you cash grant and all kind of thing, I say, I'll be aware. The PPP wants to create a database. And the only way they could get your information is by offering you money. I guess a lot of you didn't believe me. But you're seeing it now. Even Fata cussing out they calling shout you sleep. Where did they get her number from? The cash grant database. Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kadaki. Wonderful this morning to you and your listeners. I think you're doing a very good job in terms of being proactive in actually reading the manifesto to your listeners and voters. Is it possible for you, or if the coalition to have a distribution of those articles for people to have it actually to get to read the information? Is it possible?
It is possible. The coalition, the manifesto is out there in PDF form, soft copy. So man, y'all gonna just overload me with requests, and I ain't got the time to sit down and send out all these things. You know what I mean? Let me find out. I'll get a link. I know there's a link somewhere out there where you guys can get the manifesto from. So I will look for it and I will post it at some point in time so you can follow the link and get access to the soft copy of the manifesto.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You know, and I want to add as well, for you mentioned about the pensioners. You know, we should respect. We always should respect senior citizens. They've served their time. They contributed to society. It's not a large pool of people. So, with my recommendation, it's not only the 100,000. Pensioners should get free health care because we can afford it. Many of them, okay, you may have this $100,000. Some of them don't have a place to stay. They need medication. Some of them will be hospitalized. That 100,000 would not do. So if you have a voucher for them to get free health care, because as I said, it is not a large population of old people. So that should be a number one, you know, issue recommendation, because they deserve it. Some of them, it's very embarrassing. They contributed to the pension scheme, and on to this day, they have not seen a NIS because of the corruption at the NIS. They're stealing the pensioners' funds. I've known people who contributed years ago. They left Guyana, came back. They can't find the names in the system. That's the corruption that's going on, and Guyanese and allowing it to happen. So I would recommend free health care along with the 100,000. because 100,000 is nothing. A hospital stay in Guyana is $90,000 a day, a private hospital. 90 grand a day. And the treatment is horrible, much as the public hospital. And they're billing them like crazy. So I love what you're doing today. The information system is great, but I would like to see something more in the terms of that will benefit pensioners because they deserve it. They contributed and they deserve it. Thank you, Mr. Kadaki.
Thank you for your call. As you can see, I posted a link there, and if you follow the link, you're going to get to a page, PNCR Reform, Elections Manifesto 2025. You see the compact with Guyana, because there was a compact that was signed by the leader of the coalition, Harvey Norton. As a contract, a compact is like on a contract with the citizens of Guyana, basically outlining and giving commitment to fulfilling the manifesto proposals or promises, whichever you want to call it. Call you on. Good morning.
Good morning, Kadaki, and good morning to everyone. Have no fear. The Lord said, fear not. Fear not. We are going to get there. He have already fought the battle. Fear not. Fear not. That's what the Lord said. You know, this people is the wicked, stinking, dirty. You know, I have some things to talk about Bajak there, but I can't worry that now. This is no time for views and that. This is time to let people know what is still going on so that they will make the right choices when they go to the polling station to vote. You know, Paul Slow, I was listening to his program, Ian CC program yesterday, and you know, they said that policemen who were recruited since last year and were trained, they pass out. Pass out means they finished the training last December. They finished the training. And they are still not on the payroll, which means they ain't getting their full salary yet. From since last December, and we now August in this new year. I know of nurses that go and join the Ministry of Health, and they have to wait 6 months before they get a first salary. Karaki, this thing could be. This is how the Public Service Union regulation is. Is that a legitimate something? 6 months you gotta wait before you get your first salary. My God, if that is so, I don't know, man. That is real rough to me. I don't understand that. This is why we need to get these things changed. If that is so, and if not, this is why we need to get these people out of office. 6 months that you got to wait. So how are you going to support yourself for the 6 months? And you have to be there every day because I think that is the probation period. So you can't absent as you want and all these things. You got to be there. This is real rough in Guyana, man. I don't understand. And then again, the PPP, they're going to come in commissioning all kind of projects now and digging sand. I mean, Mr. Jordan had spoken about this already. Digging sand and doing all kind of thing. For me, I have a problem with that because that is evil. There is an evil they're doing there because when the PPP lose the election, the incoming government will have to foot all the bills. And it's not going to be easy because there's a lot of project they commissioning here, there, and everywhere under the name of government. You understand? So a lot of the money now will be got to use up for these things. They're trying to dent the finances before we even get it. And one question I want to ask: can we continue to build on these poor quality infrastructural foundations that they put on there? Can we continue to build on them? Because if they don't do good foundation, then you won't build it, then you got to fix it in a short space of time. It's waste of money. And then if you leave it again, it's a waste of money. So what we going to do? That's why we got to find these people. We got to prosecute them, find them and prosecute them, sorry. And it is not going to be easy. It is like what the man said in the recording that Pars loaded us play. That corruption is like fighting a war when you're fighting corruption. And I would say a world war because corruption got network. It start in Guyana, it go to Venezuela, it coming through Brazil, it going to Colombia, and going out into, out of the Caribbean and all over. It's a network. So it's a great war we got to fight. But you know what? The Philistine was a great army. They had giants and they had great armor, like iron shields and so on. So when you shoot your arrow and thing, it can't do them anything and so on. But you know what? There was a little shepherd boy named David. All he go with was a sling and a stone. And something else he went with. And the something else is the anointing of God, which is the ability to defeat evil powers, break strongholds, deliver captive or set captives free, and execute the will of God. And you know what? He defeated the enemy. Because why? He was coming with the greater force that ever exists, the power of God. So let us not be afraid. Keep on doing what we are doing, people. Let's encourage each other. And I promise to give the word that God, the scripture, I should say, that God gave me to read concerning the APNU and the affiliates. But I ain't going to do it today because I already speak for a long time and, other people have their say. So thank you, Kadaki, and thank you, everyone. Keep doing what we're doing and be encouraged. We are there. We're going to get there. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for that call. And the call has raised a very important point. Just last evening, I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine. I was saying, listen, I see the PPP advertising. Well, there's a media invite for the turning of sod for Terminal 2 of the Timeri International Airport. I said, you see, they say, and you see all the projects that the PPP are entering into contracts for, with 2 weeks an election, 14 days an election, 14 days to the PPP being removed from power, and the PPP is still signing contract here and signing contract there and giving commitment here and giving commitment there. The PPP is creating a bugbear for the next government. It happened to the previous APNU government. It happened to the previous APNU government, but I don't think it was as worse as it's going to be now. I don't think it is going to be as bad as it will be now. This is what they're doing. And understand, they're channeling the nation's resources to their friends and favorites. Because this is what happens. When they sign a contract with Tom, Dick, Harry, and John, Junior Bashk and company, and so on and so forth, Sonabai and company, and so on and so forth. When the new government comes into office and they look at those projects and they say, listen, this is not a priority for us. This money can be better spent to do this, and it will bring way more value for money and way more benefits to the citizens of this country. So we are going to disregard this project. It means that the contractors who have signed the contract with the government will have to be compensated. They will have to be compensated, whether or not you're allowed to do the work or whether or not you cancel the contract. They will have to be compensated. A lot of court cases are likely to follow, but they will have to be compensated. It means that the PPP is setting up the people in positions with these contracts to bleed the nation for its money without even having to do anything, assuming that there's some contracts, some projects that the APNU will not likely proceed with. You have to understand that. In the previous APNU government, you hear of the hundreds of millions of dollars that immediately the APNU had to pay out for contracts that the PPP left behind, for contracts that they did not honor and people were suing the government for rulings of the courts that they did not honor. There's not going to be any different behavior. There is no different behavior this time around. Everybody's asking, why is this allowed to happen? Why is this allowed to happen? Why is this allowed to happen? I guess we might have to revisit the Constitution, because apparently everything in Guyana has to be guided and guided by the Constitution. Nobody got decency anymore. Nobody got ethics anymore. The PPP is in this 11th hour trying to convince Guyanese that they have their best interests at heart, because they screwed up so badly for the last 5 years. They didn't realize time was running out on them. And so even with 14 days, 13 days to be exact, an election, they are still trying to convince Guyanese that they got the best interests at heart. I was saying earlier, when I say to citizens that cash grant business there, the PPP needs to create a database, and they realize that's the only way they're going to get your information. I said to you, that database is going to be used to rig the election with the use of Trump and his friends. Well, Trump was falling out with his friend, so I don't know if his friend is still going to be a friend of Trump's friend, the PPP. But don't put anything beside them. You're seeing that database being used. People are calling you. People are calling you to ask you if you're going to vote for the PPP and if you were satisfied with the cash grant that you were given. I'm listening to you, young man. Right? As you put yourself in there, I tell you already, don't you use the services of the network as a PPP outfit, and they're going to track you and they're going to build profile on you when you use the internet and you use the telephone services. All the 7-something numbers that are calling you, find out where they're from. Find out where the numbers are calling you from. GT&T got any 700 number? I don't think so. Did you say I got 700 numbers? I don't think so. As far as I'm aware, 700 numbers are the e-network numbers. So the PPP in your business, and you allow that to be so. You know one of the biggest fears I got in this society? Because it happened in the previous coalition government too. The PPP is out of government, but the PPP controls government. When APNU gets into office, there has to be a thorough sweep of every single public facility where decisions are made to govern this country. Okay, I'm told by Anisha that Digicel has 700 numbers, but I'm willing to put my head on a block. Is the network numbers calling y'all? But Jackie was bold enough to say under the previous APNU government, Lord, them man, the economy gonna collapse around them. They can't govern because everything on foreign exchange and everything gonna collapse around them. You know why? Because they're friends and cronies. And listen to the Junior Bash interview and you're gonna understand. Are the controllers or were the controllers of the foreign exchange market, the gold smuggling, etc., etc. What make you think it's gonna be different in this APNU government? I think it's gonna be different because we learned our lessons from the previous APNU government, and so we got eyes on them. And there must be a clean sweep across the agencies of state to ensure that all possible sources of leakages of information and undermining and so on are curtailed. You got to get the FBI or something to Scotland Yard or somebody to scan all them offices. Or like this, what they call it, the spy center, we call it the data center that monitors the command center that monitors all these cameras all around the place and so on. I know in my head you got to change the firewall and you got to change. I mean, firewall is a technical term. Those who are into internet and technology and so on will understand what I'm saying. But you got to ensure. There's no wrong with this early morning class. Relax yourself, right? You got to ensure that all backdoor access and so on to government information and government data are removed. So from day one, the coalition got a lot of work to ensure that the PPP cannot infiltrate its governance and create havoc. But like I'm saying, it's a competent team, the APNU got. So I ain't got no fear. 2 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. Let me see if I have any voice notes. The man who said he didn't get in song, call him back. I don't know what we call him back for. We ain't got time for you this morning, man. We discussing people first. Call you on, good morning.
Good morning. Am I live?
Yes, call you on.
Yes. Good morning, good morning, Brother Kadaki. Good morning to all the viewers and listeners. One of the ways I think that will be in our favor, in our people's favor, when we get into power, is that this time they won't be able to manipulate the influx or the flow of foreign currency, because we control a big man. I think name is the oil, and that is paid for in foreign currency. So with that, they won't be able to deal with that. And also coming up to that part, where they try to stop the economy, the coalitions are putting plans in where they want to empower small businesses and other businesses, and also do cash transfers to people and so on. All that will fuel the economy, and those small businesses that they will be supporting. Those businesses will be growing and producing the products that poor people buys. And once poor people get money in terms of higher salaries and cash transfers and all these things, they will be supporting those same businesses. They will be spending their monies, and we'll have the economy going wrong all the time, and the economy will grow with that. So with that, I do not think that they will be able to manipulate us like the last time. So the voters out there need to understand that once they put the APNU in power, these are the things that will happen. Will be happening. Increased income. The businesses they will have an increased support and all these things, and to produce their items or whatever they're doing, and to be able to resell them on the market, and where we will encourage local people to support those same local industries. So that is what will fuel the economy. So to sum it up, all we won't be needing these big wigs right now. These people on the region street and all over the place who decided the last time to pull the monies out and the business out of the market to put the pressure on the coalition government. That won't happen this time. So people, let's come out there and vote strong for AP and coalition. Thank you. That's my time. Oh yeah, add about respect.
Thank you for that call. And I was telling you about the PPP and the calls. And it's time they call the Lindeners, the Linden contractors. This weekend, I got big bacchanal in Linden for contractors. Party. I think that was the Lumumba formula. Give black man rum, music, and cook up, and you're going to win their heart. Well, that formula is being tried once again in Linden this weekend with the contractors. Let me see if they're going to succeed. Yeah, stay woke. I also received information. I don't know, but I received information that one of the polling places in Georgetown, I think is in Lodge. Y'all know where Bishop Big Ole Jill got his church. I want Jacob to tell this nation how it is prudent to use a property controlled by a contestant in these elections as a polling place. I want you all to explain that for me. How is it GCON could use Bishop Big Ole Jill's church as a polling place in these elections and call them credible? Like the many private residences that they're using of non-PPP supporters, how these elections could be declared credible? They start from a faulty place. How are they going to end with credibility? Y'all tell me, man. I want to know. Y'all got Claudette and ask her. The woman that Junior Bash said was traveling in his bulletproof vehicle during the 2020 elections. And that was made possible compliments to the PPP. Voice note.
Hi, Kadaki. Just letting you know that the joint service ballot doesn't have the 6-digit stamp at the point in time of their voting. When they're finished voting, it goes into the envelope, and when it goes to the polling station, the presiding officer at the polling station is responsible for stamping those ballots before throwing them into the ballot box.
Thank you for that voice note. I'm edified. So the ballots are really stamped at the polling places, because what they do is the ballots are in envelopes, because those envelopes are sent to the varying regions and so on where those policemen and women, those ranks really are supposed to vote. And so when it gets to the polling station there, as I'm understanding, that is when it's opened and stamped. Right? But I see hell to play again. Because from my understanding, the majority of the people controlling the elections in the polling places are PPP people. I wonder how we're going to deal with that. Anyhow, let's see how we're going to deal with that. We got a few voice notes I want to play before I leave this program. Let's get on with them. Please don't call my phone, thank you. And please don't send any voice note after now. It's 9:05.
Good morning. I really have said two things that are from my mind. First thing first, when the coalition bring out the plans, just like how you're explaining the plans with the monies and what have you, and how the coalition they're planning to give back, to students to study, raising the threshold and all these different kind of things. The PPP came out, I think it was Barnes came out and said that it's not feasible. Right? And you don't know where they're going to find the money to do all of these things, where they're planning to do and all these different kind of things. Lord and behold, they went to let them last weekend gone, and announced that we are going to give, we're going to raise the children cash grant to 100,000. We're going to give them $100,000 to transportation. We're going to raise old age pension to 60,000, I think it was. They're going to raise public assistance to 40,000 and all these things. First thing first, the transportation money we're planning to give the services are $100,000. For me, why not take that money and invest in some buses and put them back on the road so that they could transport children to schools? Free your cost. right? So I can understand. So it is not feasible when the coalition put out their plans, but it's feasible when Barjack Dion and Fanali decide to put out their plan. Right? Something is serious here. I am now convinced that these people don't have a clue about what they're doing. I'm now convinced that these people is in desperation mode. Right? And they don't have no idea what they're about. How they're doing is going around the country making promises to people. And for the love in me, I don't know why is it that a lot of these people following these people and believing in this and in these promises. They promise public service 50% salary increase. Up to now it can't reach 50%. When Sonia Perak, when she was minister, the ministry where she went, Ministry of Public Service. The public service ministry, which she may not aware of the things that she was in. When she confronted by the media, she said Photoshop, somebody post it up on somebody Photoshop and put it up on the billboard. So I don't know what these people talking about. These people gotta come out of office, and I do hope the joint services when they go Friday for vote, they vote right and vote the PPP out of office. Right, because a lot of them really could do the right thing, but they're being stepped on all these different kind of things inside the police station and all kind of things. Somebody picking up the phone calling some big boy calling before the station. Some big boy say, "Yeah, I got to let a man go and let the person come," and all kind of nonsense. They better vote right. Anyway, you have a blessed day.
Kidaki morning throughout the length of this country. But the Kidaki and viewers, why you listen to this message that I said this morning? The guy in the police force done it again in the Amstel. Very, very, very much disrespectful back again to the Amstel. I have a friend. This man go away for a number of years, a schoolmate, a classmate, everything. I'm 55 now. Can you hear me? Age. You understand me? Born the same year, just a couple of days away. This man go away all the years, and it's 5 years now. This man coming, 5 or 6 years. This man coming and celebrate his birthday. This man has come and meet his family, and meet his friend, classmates, schoolmates. Everybody just have a very much enjoyable time. You know, Saturday nights, they have a barbecue at the public road in the Amstel. A barbecue owned by a Indian man. Now, way behind by the community center, the street guys are actually behind one another. This man come to celebrate his birthday. I know the police come and stop this man's birthday just to let these people barbecue. A coolie man in our black community, a predominant black community. I want y'all listen. A coolie man buy a property and have this super bet. What the Nazi people would never ever want to happen in this village. Come bully the way through and put a super bets and keep a barbecue Saturday night down there. These people come and close off, me friend. But they spend all the money. The man has worked very hard in America. The man has taken time off to come every year and celebrate the body. Everything free on the house. Anybody walk in, they treat the same way. And this police come and stab this man's body and telling them they got close out his body. Come on, man. If you was real police, a police with a heart, you could come and say, man, where you are playing the music, Benny, you are turn on your music or whatsoever. The fella that tell them if they can't turn the music, they say, no, they say, take it off. Come on, man, that's bullyism. That's not bullyism in this country, but the one the PPP for no. The guy in the police force showing them more deep down for lose this election, you know. The guy in the PPP force them don't stop where you see, I got where you telling what to do to African people community. Those done the head, what can even write a report, what can even spell people's name. You understand me? Then after an old police station, the criminal police force, the murderous police force coming into the black community and stop black people. Free movements. I got the Indian man. Music blooming away on the public road. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is shamefulness to our black people. You understand me? And this same black jackass of police force going home and wrap back with the same black wife and children them. You understand me? These people don't have no shame. You see black people? You see this black police force? This jackass where you see the Senate of black people community? I saw it at this time, a long time, you know. If it was long time, I could have never do it in the Namsen. The Namsen is a village. It's a swan, the most serious village long time, you know. And big ancestors crying in the grave of wherever they bury. To see what you are coming into African communities and do. You know? I know if I get paid by this Indian businessman who got this super bet on the public road of the Namsen. I don't know. And I don't know. But you see these things that the black police doing to black people, this crap, that, this dunderheads, this murderous police force, this criminal organization, how come we of the guy in the police force? They're more worse than the criminals them out there. They're more criminalized more than the criminals them out there. Every god day here, police doing something to black people, every god day, I think enough is enough. September 4th is coming, bro. And your days are numbered in this country. Your days are numbered in this country, officers. Always you do your dirty, stinking, dirty work in this community. People, African community coming to a end. And all y'all will go to jail. I will see all y'all go to jail. Because I know all y'all. We had a video with all y'all over there, stop them people, stop the people party. I just left there. I left there like 20 minutes after when this thing happened. Anyhow, just have a blessed day.
I see somebody said that it's highly unlikely that Bishop Edgell Big Old Church gonna be used as a polling place. Somebody tell me, is this the church of Bishop Edgell? Prophecy One Deliverance Ministry? Y'all talk to me. The voter lives at Joseph Polydor Street Lodge. And the polling station is Prophecy One Deliverance Ministry. Y'all tell me, is who plays though? I want to know. I want to know, y'all tell me, whose is it? Am I being misled? I don't live in Lodge, you know. It's a Lodge. People tell me it's Bishop Church. Good morning. Yeah. Bye. Silent. Yes. So y'all tell me now, is who church though? Me know is who church. Is that Bishop Church? Private residences. I remember the coalition had either reduce or remove the use of private residences. Listen, when you study these people, is everything they move backward, eh? All in the name of rigging an election. What time will tell? Voice note.
Karaki blessings and good morning to you and our listeners. Blessings to listeners from the diaspora, listeners from the four corners of the globe. Karaki, this morning my contribution that I want to make is about scripture. The Bible says lying tongue is abomination unto the Lord. Lying tongue is abomination unto the Lord. Once you believe in God, you have to abide by these things. The PPP rigged the 2020 election. And members of the PPP plan was to assassinate the chair woman of GCOM. Why? Because they didn't know what favor the election with a fall. So they plan to assassinate her. And Bharat Jagdeo spreading a set of propaganda and rumor, like, well, if it's the coalition that rigged that tried to rig the election. But you're accusing the coalition for rigging the election. Okay, the coalition say, well, right, here we're going. Let me do something so that the election will be transparent and fair, which is biometric and a clean voters list. But you refuse that and you want to go the old way. Who is the culprit? Who is the culprit? And Bharat Jagdeo, all these lies you're going around and trying to fool Guyanese people. Bharat, you just sinking yourself daily. But I want to warn you, and I want you to know this. It's better you surrender and let the Guyanese people know that you've been deceiving them for all these years. Because Mr. Granger, you escape from Mr. Granger. Because Mr. Granger had a forgiving heart. But Mr. Norton is not like Mr. Granger. So Jagdeo, if you know a good fear, it's better you this Thursday when you're keeping your conference, apologize to the Guyanese people and let them know that you've been deceiving them all these years. Because what I'm seeing here for you, it ain't looking good enough. Bharat, it ain't looking good at all. Kakaraki, that's my contribution, and I'm out and listening.
All right, so I'm being told I was misled in the church. I am being told it's not the Bishop Church, but it's Pastor Shondel's church. So let me play the voice note so you are going to hear what the people telling me, right? Because I don't know. I live in Lodge.
Mr. Gaddafi, good morning. That church is Pastor Shondell Church. That's not Bishop Edgel Church. Shondell Williams. Prophet, the prophet, the church that you're speaking about, that is Pastor Shondell Church.
Good. So it's Pastor Shondell Church. Good. I don't know where Pastor Shondell Church is, but it's in Lodge. The question really and truly remains, why are we using private residences and private property for the elections? Then we remove that under the coalition government? Somebody could clarify for me. As far as I remember, a lot of these private places were just removed. Why are we back there? Why are we back there? We're not progressing? Anyways, I think I got one last voice note. Let me see. I think so. I don't want to be accused of not playing people's voice note. I think I saw one. Yes, I saw one.
Good morning, Kodak. You know, I listen to all what you're saying. Now, I noticed something that is going on. Every morning, I don't know which one of the radio station because I got remember living here and he just got to listen to the Kuliam radio station. So they would play a patriotic song and then followed by the patriotic song. I know they get a Kuli song. The world is one. We all hail from different land. One earth, one sky, one sun, some stupidness like that. When the patriotic song is being played, this song is being played on the east. So I want to know if there is a new patriotic song of Guyana. Moving along, I could remember years ago, there was a female radio announcer used to play a certain song. And when she played that song, she would play it. All of a sudden, the brood became stricken when she wanted to get a kidney. And when she wanted the kidney, she get a new song to play to show that she they love people only because they want somebody kidney. Anyhow, now with this thing what the PPP doing to do loud projects, APNU have got to stand firm. This is the last time with the coalition, when the president came in, he tried to complete all the projects that were placed there for him to complete. And I think that as the coalition goes out on the last few rallies and meeting, you all bring it up in the public domain that the manifesto of the party must be completed, and let them know that all these projects that the PPP is condoling and signing to, seeing that the parliament has been prorogued, it must be counted as null and void. When Charan Das from the AFC made President Granger's party, the ruling party, a caretaker party, because they prorogued the house since when? Nothing that he said could have been acted upon. They prorogue house, and nothing what they say must be acted upon. Now I have a great problem. This is about a month. All the projects with Broca, they're suddenly building bridges all over the Amstel. And in building the bridges, I don't know what they're doing, they're broken out all the pipe. Water incoming downstairs. If you get a little water in your toilet tank, you gotta keep the water with all your urine in the tank, the bowl, till you could get a motion at bowel movement and denting it. None of the acts from the NDC or GUYANESE is coming to say to the people, we get a breakage and y'all got to do without water. When you walk around the road, you notice pipes leaking. GUYANESE is not doing anything. I hope somebody who listen to this program can come and give the Amstel people relief. I got to go. I study if I gonna get water for bed. I don't have a black tank. So I want this matter to be looked into. Well, the Bible there the sorry fee, but the PPP continues to do their sacrifices. The rumor mill got to try me joining the rumor mill. A lot of rumor passing. We have got to be careful and diligent with our lives because we don't know according to think for whom the bell tolls next. So we got to be watchful and be careful as much as possible. Bye-bye.
Okay, folks, it's now 9:25, 25 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour, and that's a wrap. Have a good day. See you sometime soon. Love you. Tough love is also love.